Hi, and welcome to Cat Run Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we're going to be reviewing Nightwing, issue 11. So this is the second part of Dick Grayson's readmittance to Bloodhaven. So after years of him being back in Gotham, Agent Grayson, Titans, so many things, he is once again back home in his own town of Bloodhaven. Alright, so if you remember the last issue, I did a review of that. It was the whole thing with Grimm, Defacer, all that. Well, going right on into the comic, we go back into an old story with Batman and Robin. And we get to see one of their old cases when Dick was still a teenager, where a number of statues were being stolen throughout Gotham and being defaced. Well, they finally took him in, and it was the Defacer and what is her name? Pigeon? The Pigeon. Yes, well, the Pigeon was a art terrorist, and the Defacer was her sidekick. Sorry if you can hear my dog. He's going through some stuff right now, so he's kind of hanging out. Sorry if you can hear him. But, so both the Pigeon and the Defacer are taken in, and Robin wonders what's going to happen to the Defacer. You know, she's a kid, like he is. And it just doesn't seem right that she's going to get punished just because her mentor was bad. Well, now we're getting right on into what's currently going on. And the Defacer's screaming at Nightwing, and she's telling him, you know, that he needs to get the hell away from there, that he's going to scare the runoffs and ruin all the hard work she's done. Well, just then he gets attacked by Stallion, who is another villainous character. He's a henchman. He's basically just a really strong henchman. And he and Nightwing go toe-to-toe for a little bit before he finally throws Stallion on the ground, and Defacer rushes over to him, telling him that he is not, in fact, a monster. Then we get Stallion breaking down and actually crying. And Defacer then turns around and starts screaming at Nightwing and telling him that he's ruined everything. All the work that she and the others have done. Come to find out, there are a number of ex-villains and ex-villainous sidekicks and henchmen that are all currently living in Bloodhaven, and this is their support group. So none of them trust Nightwing. They all look at him as being a bad guy. You know, he's a good guy, but he's the reason why a lot of them ended up going into jail or juvie or any number of different ways of being held up. Well, he ends up leaving because he doesn't want to put these individuals through any more trouble, I guess. I mean, they've all served their time and they've all repaid their debt to society. Well, he decides he's going to continue to work the Grimm case that he saw in the last issue. So he starts going into the seedier parts of town, asking questions, and paying up a bunch of snitches. He ends up finding a girl that he pays off to find out a bit more about Grimm. He finds out that Grimm has been hiring her about once a week to perform certain acts. And before he can ask, she says there's no funny business. He just pays her to act like a damsel in distress while he acts King Kong-ish, you know. He gets to relive his gorillahood that way without actually terrorizing or menacing humans. Well, ultimately she tells Nightwing where Grimm lives, and he starts checking into more and more, and he's realizing that if Grimm actually is a part of running weapons in this area, he's clearly not flashing the cash anywhere, including his home. So he's continuing on about the case. He can't really put two and two together. And we get to see a bit more of his inner monologue, him realizing that he moved to Bloodhaven to try to find himself, but he's coming more and more to the point that he needs to be Nightwing here. He needs to be a detective and understand. And it's just a lot more of the same. Things that has always been a part of his life ever since Batman. Well, the next night, they're once again having their little villainous group where they're trying to work out all their issues and survive through it. Well, Nightwing pops up and he says, hey, he did wait until the rest of the support group left in order to talk to Defacer. And he tells her that he is going to take the Grimm case. He believes he might actually be innocent. And they have a bit of a heart-to-heart about what happened all those years before when the Defacer was first taken in. And then the cops show up. They show up and they say that the Defacer is wanted for murder. So Nightwing screaming at him that they have the wrong girl. She's not a part of this. Well, the cops don't want to hear it. The cops don't want a giant ad campaign making them look stupid. Yes, they're literally putting up a billboard that is showing off that they have their very own superhero now in Bloodhaven. So once again, we get to see on the news, they're talking about the new superhero of Bloodhaven, and that the fact that the Defacer's been taken in, she's been arrested. Well, we get to see the news turned off, and we get to see a new group of villains led by the Orca. So the next issue is going to be Mutiny. This was a fun little issue. It was a bit more about post-traumatic stress. In this way, they're trying to paint the good guys as being bad guys, as forcing a lot of these individuals to have panic attacks, to feel terrified for their own safety. The fact that some of them feel like they can't even walk down the street without being worried about being hassled because of their past, even though they've repaid their debt to society. And them trying to work through all their issues, all of their hang-ups. Some of them, they act out through violence. Some of them, they feel like they need to be King Kong, apparently. But I don't know, I've been enjoying Nightwing, and I'm kind of interested to see where this goes. I didn't really like the fact that they kind of were trying to hint at there could possibly be a Nightwing Defacer romance going on there. I thought that was a little forced. But I gotta tell you, I love the art. I'm liking the story so far. I love the fact that he's back in Bloodhaven. And yeah, so give me a like if you like this video. Comment below and tell me what your favorite parts were about this comic if you read it. Subscribe to my channel for more comic book content, or check out any of my older videos I have up for offer here on Cat Run Figures. And until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye.